Alright, greetings guys, it is me, and the FF6 update is live. So today we're going to be taking a look at what is new, what is available in the shop, and so on and so forth. As you can see, the FF6 background is back, and we also have some new pieces of equipment. Now, I'm going to not be doing Kefka in this video because Kefka is his own thing. Like, it's his own video, so be patient for that one. But let's take a look. Starting off with, as soon as I get it here, we have a couple of new things. First of all, Wave Battle has come to the game for part 2. In part 1 we had the Blood Sword and the Genji gloves. In part 2 we have Masamune and the Yoichi bow, which are another fine addition game. We are going to have a bit of story here, but I'm actually just going to skip it because that wasn't intended for this video. But yes, so the good news is for this we already have the data up on Wotv Calc, so I'm going to bring that up really quickly here. First off, the Masamune Ninja Blade from the event, 84 HP, 202 attack, 4 accuracy, 17 crit rate. And Yuffie can equip this, Ketone can equip this, Valentine's Iltyra can equip this, and the upgraded version of Zazen. Upon hitting a critical attack, will give plus 15 evasion to the unit. What's interesting here is the way that this is, at least from the data we've seen, is it's just plus 15 evasion. Now, I don't think this stacks because it would just be far too insane. Like if you hit a multi-hit ability and you just get plus 45 evasion, that would be insane. However, I haven't tested this yet, so it very much could stack for whatever reason. So yeah, that's kind of interesting that that is the way that is. Taking a look at some other details about it. Also, reaction block rate of 40 and critical rate of 20. Now, for Yuffie, it's kind of interesting. Like, the evasion up is probably just good enough for it to be run anyway. Also, just because it has like 17 or 37 increase to crit, so you're almost always going to be getting a crit. So plus 15 evasion is always going to be on this thing. Needless to say, I think this is insane for every single character that can equip this. Every ninja, every spy operative. Slime? Sure, let's include slime in that as well. But I think this is just a really insane piece of equipment, and continuing on that trend. Next up, the other thing is the Yoichi bow. Now, the Yoichi bow is basically one of the pieces of equipment I've been waiting for a long time for an archer. 46 HP, 182 attack, 136 magic, so it's decent for magic archers if we ever see any more of them in the future. Accuracy plus 15 and critical rate of 4. But the big thing, decreased chance of being targeted by 8, which is just massive for a range character like this, of just not being AoE'd, not being targeted, even after the tank has, like, doesn't necessarily have hate anymore. This is a huge thing. Increased missile attack by 20 and an accuracy bonus of 20. So a 35 increased accuracy is pretty huge too. For basically any archer in the game. Of course, Setia is the one that literally comes to my mind the first. Eliza with her 140 as well seems to benefit quite nicely from this. But I think almost any archer in the game will be happy to use this piece of equipment. So yes, the Yoichi bow and the Masamune are two great additions as pieces of equipment. So yeah, that is that. I will actually try and do this in a reasonable time. Looking at the benefits that you get from doing this one, looks like the UR horn is quite low on here. To completely max both of them, you'll have to go all the way through all 10 waves. And yeah, I still haven't finished the first wave because, well, I've been sick lately and just ton of other stuff. And there may be a bunch of Fire Emblem videos on the way for you guys in the near future. All right. Now, taking a look at the Final Fantasy VI event, this is actually something worth talking about because, of course, all the old things return, such as we have Kefka's new glove, as well as the old weapons have returned. And something for the first time, this is the first collaboration where we will be able to earn event medals from anywhere else in the entire game, with some exceptions. Basically, I think probably the way that most people will do is rune farming. Rune farming will just give you medals for the event, so it's about time that this change happened. It's taken way too long. But switching back for a second to talk about the weapons that we have for this update. Now, you'll also note that we have Revelka, Zazin, Celeste, Locke, Terra, Garvel, Moraga, Lamega, Raychez, Idira, Salir, Vistral, and Rob all getting updated as well and becoming more powerful. So we'll take a look at those in the near future. But for a tease really quickly, let's just look at Zazin because he is a global one. As you can see, Master Ability 2, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same, this is the same. Looks like HP and attack up by 20% each. So no dream enhancement yet for this guy on JP, which isn't surprising. And globalers are going to have to wait a little bit longer to see what that is. Now, talking about the FF6 weapons, let's go through them in turn. We already, in the previous video, my, oh god, what's it called? The live stream recap, I already went over basically the upgrades that are going to FF6 characters. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a showcase of some of them. I don't have Terra, but I'll see what I can find. And yes, I have heard people wanting to see Strike Rainbow teams. As soon as I find one, I will definitely record that for you guys. So upgrade to Terra's sword goes up to 180 magic as well now. 10% agility when HP is less than 6 or equal to 60%. So kind of a little bit of a boost there. Not bad. Don't know if it's my favorite update ever, but pretty good. Celeste's sword. Now, I don't remember what I went with. Attack, magic, and aim. I think that probably her magic version is the most enticing. Just because her new update allows her to like restore HP through damage. I think her getting more damage capability will be much better. Speaking of which, her slash attack is up by 15 from using this. She also has the increase HP by 15% for 4 turns. That's also up from 3 turns. So pretty great upgrade overall for her sword. Really quite happy with the way that Celeste is shaping up more than anybody. And Locke will be going up to 187 attack on his dagger, pretty good. For critical rate of 21 on the critical version, aim only gets 13, so accuracy one, definitely the not good one. As for passive effects, looks like defense penetration will stay the exact same. Increase human killer by 15 when attacking with a physical attack for self. Removed after receiving 2 hits. Kind of interesting that that's the way this is coded, as just being 2 hits. So if you just never get hit, you always have extra human killer accessible. Both Locke, I think all 3 pieces of equipment are pretty darn good upgrades for the 3 characters that are coming back. Of course, if you missed my previous video, go check that out for all the details, but Celeste is definitely the one that I feel is going to come out looking the best of the 3 of them currently, but there's always a chance that Locke might end up being really decent too, but I'm placing my money on Celeste being the best. All right, from there, let's see, what else is there? I don't think that there was anything guild specifically that I remember about seeing. Scooching over into this section, We do have a bunch of new DX packs for upgrading units, including a 40 UR selector ticket. Of course, WO2C or another story characters are not included on that. As for the FF6 shop, lots of 300 paid tickets as well as 3,000 paid tickets to pull on specific banners, shards, abound aplenty, and fully restocked at 3 apiece, even for the older character. Scooching over into the log shop for a second, you can see the event shop is roughly the same, more or less. I mean, maybe 1 or 2 additions, but really not too terribly much to speak of here. Kefka's shop has Kefka shards as well as Kefka pity if you want. And then there's also one specifically for the new VC, as well as the older unit. So depending on where you're wanting to pull, you can see how that is. And just for anybody curious, no, the orbs did not reset their cost for Final Fantasy VI because it hasn't happened for any of the other stuff, so why would it happen here? And now for the worst screen in the game to end on, which if it is being really bad, I don't know, maybe we'll take a quick little detour and take a peek at the new VC. So the new VC Omen is a 70 cost limited VC, has 4 spirit on it, 152 magic, 333 HP. Missed opportunity for 666, regardless of how broken it is. Unit effect 10% for missile resistance and magic increase on the unit. And party effects 42 magic attack up, 12 defense, and 25% HP. If you were going for the fire Energist thing, possibly, or just the Energist glove guy, that's what I'm doing, then this VC is looking pretty good. Magic attack up by 42 in combination with other VCs. Of course, the Minwoo VC will be just in combination an absolutely really great thing for like Energists in general. So possibly a VC really worth looking at. Now, taking a look, of course, there will be the lock free poll, and there's a few other things. 23 million download celebration for JP players. As well as taking a look at the Kefka banner. We have this one, which allows you to get one when you are on a 5 pull. It does have up rates for Kefka. At least I remember it being that way. 2,000 free lapis for a 5 UR and a 10 pull, as well as if you are willing to shell out some paid lapis. There we go. My brain working again. Then you can get 10 URs with a single reroll, both in VCs or characters. So maybe a chance to get those VCs you are missing, such as Dark Ifrit. As for Kefka, Kefka has basically the normal banners that you would expect from a new unit at this point in the game. Taking a look here, excuse me. There's also the unit UR banner that gives 80 orbs guaranteed, so 9 regular pulls, and one of them is guaranteed 80 of these. This is quite good if you're trying to raise a bunch of the characters. You can do this 4 times, and it also gives you 100 coins as well if you're working towards a pity. Taking a look at it, what is interesting about it, though, besides the crash that just happened, of course, just enjoy the music. Well, while we're waiting for it to reload, I guess I might as well do something. Let's take a look at Garble. Now, Garble has gotten his master ability 2, which I think we already knew about this. But he does have Stream Enhancement, which is 15% HP, 15 Dark Attack up now, which is great across a lot of his skills. Excuse me. And his job level 25 ability has now been changed from being not only a 50 spirit penetration that lasts for 3 turns, as well as a 200% damage on a single target. Also is piercing damage now. So yeah, cool. That's kind of interesting. just in the sense that that's going to be more effective as a damage dealer, and overall his kit got better. All right, full review later on that. Let's go back here. So we were talking about this, and one thing to note is that I do believe, if I can find them in this large list, but I think they're right down here, you can actually see the percentages up for each of the characters. So Celeste, as well as Locke, as well as Terra, are all actually at 0.8%, where Kefka is only at 0.4%. So that is the way that they have split the rate up for these characters. Of course, your luck may vary. 5 URs and the on the 10 pull with also 80 for paid Lapis if you are so inclined, and the normal basic VCs. And as you can see, there is a slew of banners for all other options, characters that you might be trying for. So that is basically the lows and highs of the current update. I have to say that it is looking generally okay for the Final Fantasy VI return. Not amazing by any stretch. I mean, they could have done a lot to make this just more friendly for long-term players and whatnot by resetting orbs in the orb shop, which is, I think, something that they should just do at this point, given the general cost is spiraling out of control. But hey, guess I'm just wrong here. Either way, I will throw in one little bonus at the end here of this video to do with the global news this week. And I guess this is already out, but the global VD that is coming out this week is, of course, the Minwu one, which I do believe I even have somewhere. Yeah, we play the scanning game. I know it. I'm almost certain. Not that Minwu. Where is she? I'm not lying. I do have it. There it is. Silver Memories, as it's called on Global. Now, this VC, as I have just recently gotten through talking about, is actually really, really, really good, especially if you're doing any of the Energist stuff, because it works very highly with Energist, and it's a 60% magic up card, which is a heck of a lot of damage. And hey, we just talked about Garvel's new 140. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for this VC. Now, do you need to get it right away? No, you will eventually get this VC no matter what. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it's completely worth 10k unless you are absolutely 100% just all in on the Energist thing, in which case you should probably just get this VC now, save yourself a bit of time, and when it comes out, you'll be fully ready for it. Of course, it works with other characters too, but really the Energist stream is essentially what I'm shipping here. So yes, that is all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was helpful, and see you all next time. One extra. There it is.